Good morning! Oh no, it's totally not morning at all. It is afternoon, and that is okay. I thought I would do a quick get ready with me. We are in Florida. I'm gonna use my cream makeup. We are in Florida on a little family vacay, and we're doing 3 days of Disney. And today is an off day where we are just hanging out by the pool. I don't know what we're going to do this afternoon, but really just relaxing because we did 15 hours at Disney yesterday. 15 freaking hours at Disney. It was a little bit crazy. So I thought I'm going to just quickly get ready before I'm heading out to get a couple more groceries that we are needing for tomorrow, and quick get ready and show you how easy this is. Because the last thing I want to do while I am on vacation is be spending it doing my makeup. But I also don't want to look like I spent 15 hours at Disney yesterday. So we got here on Sunday, and we are spending till I think another 10 days here. 11 days, 12 days, whatever it is. So we got an Airbnb. I did a little tour in my stories the other day. So fun. I would highly recommend, if you're doing like a Disney vacation, go for an Airbnb. Unless you're obviously staying on the Disney resort, but because we didn't want to spend a ton of money, we are staying off-site at this Airbnb, and it is fantastic. I love that it's a full-size, pretty much a full-size house. So it's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, everything we need. And it's been such a great place because I'm in the bedroom Declan's staying in. The twins are downstairs watching a movie. My dad and Declan are outside by the pool. My mom's in her room. Mark's doing some work he had to get done in our room. Everybody's doing their own thing, yet we can still be together when we want to and not get in each other's hair. Okay, what colors am I using? I'm using Candlelit for my main highlight. Brightening is Versailles. Ash is my contour, and now I'm going in with Bella bronzer and bringing that right around my eye. Is that you? It was so nice. So I ran into one of you yesterday at Disney, of all places. Come all the way to Florida and met Amber. She was so sweet, and it was so nice. Honestly, if you ever see me, please come and say hello. Amber, you were so sweet. She was like, I feel so weird coming to say hi. I don't want to be weird. I'm like, this is not weird. This is so cool. I just think social media is so amazing for that reason. To be able to bump into people that I would have never met otherwise, simply because of this platform. So please don't ever be shy and don't ever feel like you're intruding. I just felt so pleased to have been able to meet you. And also I had just eaten some French fries, and after you left, I was like, I think I still had a French fry stuck in my tooth. So if I looked like I was at the end of the Disney day, as we both were, and I had French fries stuck in my teeth, please forgive me. Okay, the brush that I'm using right now to place on is the smudge brush. I love using this one because it gives such great little dots. Then I'm going in with my blush bronzer brush, and I'm starting with my my lighter highlights first, and then going in with my contour and bronzer. And you can also put on your lip cheek color as well. I often like to add that on afterwards just so that I can kind of layer it on and get the right pigment. Sometimes I find, when I'm in a really huge rush, I'll put on my lip and cheek too at the same time. But sometimes I feel like when I'm blending everything, that color blends out a little bit more than I like, and I end up having to go back in and adding it on again anyway. So I like to place that on after. Of course, this makeup is so versatile in so many different ways that you can use it that it's not wrong if you do it a different way. I just like to do it this way. I'm going to clean up these lines. And you know what? Okay, so here's I melted them all down so it was all pretty before I came on my trip. Look how nice that looks. Without thinking that I melted my main color down because there really wasn't much left of it. But then because I put it back in and it looked like there was lots left in there because I melted it down and it was covering the bottom, I just left home, and so I don't have enough of my main color to get me through. So I'm hoping that I tan enough because I did bring one shade up. I'm hoping that I tan enough that I can change my colors while I'm here. Fingers crossed. We can only hope. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and use this color. I'm just scrolling down, making sure I don't have any questions here. Which color is this? I think this might be... I'm going to use a color that we actually have right now because there's a couple in here that I love that we are out of. So I'm going to use Summer Love. It is such a pretty color, and also I think really underutilized, and not really known about because it is a little bit more mild. It's this one here. This one, this is nude right here. So if you've ever used nude, it's a matte. Summer Love is a gloss. And it is very similar, but has more pink undertone to it. And I love it for a really natural look. So if you're looking for a really natural, it's a little bit more glowy because it is a semi-gloss, but it's so pretty on. And then I'm going to go on and do my lip as well. Just like this. See? It's so pretty on. It's just so natural. And it's really... so nice on there. Then I'm going to go on with Chandelier. This is my Illuminator. I titled this Disney Edition, and really I haven't talked anything about Disney. But other than that, we spent 15 hours. So we went to Disney yesterday, and I was like, we are going to open the park. We are going to be right there. I want to be at Rope Drop because the boys had a couple rides that they really wanted to do. And I found that if you're there at Rope Drop, you can get on those rides pretty quickly, and we did. The first one they wanted to do was Thunder Mountain because it's their favorite, and I always know that it has a pretty long wait. So I knew we would want to do it a couple times, not just like once. They ended up doing it 3 times, but because we had Genie, it allowed us to go on it, but I didn't want to use our Genie up first thing in the morning. So we went on that one first. They had so much fun. And this year, so we took the boys to Disneyland last year, Disney World this year. And I think the difference between taking 5-year-olds and taking 6-year-olds, at least in my perspective, is totally different. There were so many rides last year that my twins were like not interested in, not a chance. Were they getting on it, which made it a little bit more challenging because Declan wanted to go on all of them. So we ended up having to ride swap a lot. Which means that Ender and Ashton just didn't go on as many rides. This year, they were right in. Like, Ashton's favorite ride was Space Mountain. And if you've ever seen a tiny little spindly 6-year-old on a pretty great roller coaster, it is the cutest thing. He was the whole time, because it's dark in there, right? The whole time, all we could hear was him being like, "This is awesome! This is awesome!" It was the most adorable thing. So we had so much fun. It was a great day. And I was really glad that my mom and dad were with us because we ended up doing things that we wouldn't have done if we were on our own. Like the Country Bear Jamboree, for instance. I remember doing that as a kid, and my dad loves it. But when we went to Disney last year, we like skipped it because I was like, the boys, like, it's not a main character. The boys won't know what it is, blah, blah, blah. We just didn't go. So this year, because my parents were with us, we did go. And it was one of the boys' they had so much fun watching the Country Bear Jamboree. And it's quite cute and hilarious. And I was like, so glad that my parents were with us because we would have missed out on that simply because I'm like, it's old school, whatever. But it wasn't old school. The boys were so into it. And I was really glad we had done that. So yeah. It was such a good day. I won't lie. There were times when I was ready to pack up and go home. The morning was a little bit more challenging with the boys. I've told you before that they have been fighting a lot lately, and that's no different than at home than it was at Disney. So that was a little bit frustrating, but just being honest with you, because I think so often we see these like great family vacations and you're just like, oh my, it was everything and more, and I wish I could do that for my family, but we're just here fighting. Oh yeah, we were in the Mad Tea Party, full on fighting, and the lady right beside us was just glaring at me the whole time. My mom mentioned afterwards, she's like, did you notice that lady beside us was like very upset with how your children were reacting? And I was like, oh yeah, it was very aware. She would glare at me because of how my children are fighting. And I'm like, do you not remember what it was like to have children? And if not, please don't judge when you've seen 15 seconds of what has been like a whole day thing. So anyway, got that all out. At the Mad Tea Party, the boys, we decided we were going to do a do-over of the day. And from then on, it was a much better day. Have you ever done that before? I've done that a few times with my boys when it's going down south quick and everybody is getting frustrated. I just settle everyone down. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do a do-over. We're going to pretend that everything that just happened didn't happen today. We're going to forgive one another. And we're going to just be really good brothers now and be kind to one another and be in good moods and happy moods. And we're going to do a do-over and pretend this never happened. And I've done it a few times. I don't do it all the time, but when I do, it is actually quite remarkable how everybody just changes. And they're like, oh, okay, we're starting this day again. So that was fun. I was laughing because I'm pretty sure we do Disney very different than families with girls in it. Princesses, not on the list, which also means a lot of the princess rides, not on the list. So I'm just curious if other boy moms find the same thing. It's like a lot of what you imagine Disney to be is like princesses and all of that. Not in this family. We could care less, except for me. I did get the Little Mermaid in there. I mean, they enjoyed it once they were on it, but okay, there we go. Quick makeup. I took a little bit more time today, but there we go. A super quick, beautiful sheen. I'm setting it now with my setting powder. I find, especially if I'm in higher humidity, I like setting it with a powder to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. I go under eye. If you have more mature skin, I don't recommend setting under eye with powder. That will end up accentuating fine lines or wrinkles. So definitely use a setting spray under eye. And also, because this does make your makeup look matte, I tend to leave this part when I'm setting it. I don't do this part. I just do around it because I like to have this sheen on my cheeks. And if you're setting it the whole thing with a powder, it'll look a lot more matte. And I just like to have that sheen. So there we go. Super easy, simple look for running around today, resting and relaxing for another day at Disney tomorrow. If you need a color match, you can text #match to 204-400-1200 or just comment makeup below and I will help you out with that. And otherwise, have a good rest of your day.